Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. As you can see, it's another great day. But today we're talking about the Honda Hornet, the Honda 750 Hornet, the Hornet that I have owned since February last year and has now got 14,095 miles on the clock. 14,000 miles total on this Hornet. And as is tradition on this channel, we have a check-in on the Hornet every 2,000 miles or so. I know last time I said I was gonna make it go to 15,000 instead and then do it 15 to 20. However, I had a brainwave. Lots happened since my last video, so I thought, you know what, at the current rate we're going at you know, every 2,000 miles, it won't hurt to do a check-in if something significant happens. So I thought, let's do it. So for you guys that have watched my other videos in relation to the Hornet and its capabilities, this bike has been flawless for the 13,000 miles that I've had the bike, and then for the last 1,000 miles I've started to run into some problems. Not big problems, these are wear and tear issues. First things first, tyres. I had a blowout on my tyres, and they were the factory tyres that I had on the bike at 13,500 miles. They went. They just popped. The back tyre went, just gave way on the motorway. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll know that it was a little bit scary, but the seal that I've had in there, the tyre sealant, did a very good job of making sure it was a gradual release and not a big bang blowout, so to speak. It was quite, well, it did blow, but it blew and then was like, so it wasn't like dangerous. It's been you know, wear and tear, tyres. Second thing, brake pads. Basically the braking distance slash just the effectiveness of the braking has been a lot less snappy and snatchy as usual, which I don't know how I feel about, to be fair. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not too sure. I haven't checked the millimeters left on the brake pads. The last time I had a service or a checkup, I think it was, they did like a PDI check on my bike, which is a point-to-point check, when I had the tyres fitted, and they were saying, you know, it was in green brake pads. So I don't know if something's happened since then. I'm not sure to change this so drastically, but they just feel a little bit, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's like they're not as bitey as they were, so I don't know if that's just normal. They still brake fine. I can still calculate the distance as fine. I'd do a little brake test now. But they just feel a bit, yeah, just feel a bit, don't know. So, seeing it's coming up to its service soon, if it gets any worse, I am going to take it in and see what's going on. I don't think there's anything mechanically wrong with it. I just think the discs, the brake pads might be near their end. Okay, this might be near their end. It's just wear and tear. This is not specific to the bike, but obviously this is a like for like. If you bought the bike brand new and you rode it similarly to me, which is very gingerly, and you don't do lots and lots of fast aggressive accelerating, you know, I did get a good, you know, 13,500 miles out of the tyres, and you know, we're looking at 14,000 plus miles out of the brake pads. You can't really argue with that, really. However, I'm just stating it as I find it, you know. So far so good. The only issues really, as discussed just now, is the wear and tearables, if you like, the consumables on the bike. The chain actually is hanging on. It's good, it doesn't slack, it looks good. I'll thoroughly recommend the chain wax that I use. True Tension are the guys that make it. Yeah, that stuff is banging. Good stuff. Really good stuff. I'd highly, thoroughly recommend True Tension and Banana Slip as a great alternative to chain lube. The chain lubes leave like a really horrible, nasty film. I think like a nasty sort of like black. They go black, and then clean the chain and get rid of all the grease and stuff. This chain wax leaves no. It's funny. It leaves no actual lasting gunk on the chain, but when you put it on, it's like looks like someone sneezed Weetabix onto your chain. So I don't know how you feel about that. Visually when you put it on, it's not nice. It looks a bit crap. Looks like someone's they've mummified your chain. However, it is very, very, very good. You know, the levers are all good, throttle's good, everything else is pretty decent. I'd say pretty bloody decent. The bike is holding up very well. It's obviously, let's not forget, it's been through some crappy weather at the minute. We've had some shockingly icy conditions. We've had some wind, rain. It's not stopped raining for like 5 months. It's been cold as hell. It's just been genuinely really quite nasty. So the bike has held up very well. It's had no issues, no mechanical faults. It's just getting into that wear and tear section of the bike now, of the bike's life. It's where, like, you know, where everything was brand new and now things are starting to fail. Like, is that a knock on the bike? No. You know, I mean, how long should disc pads last? I don't know. How long should tyres last? I don't know. But as far as tyres go, in fact nearly 14k miles on tyres is pretty bloody good. So they were the Road 6s. I've got some Road 5s on them now. I'm not a fan of these Road 5s, man, I'm not gonna lie. They feel a bit like, it can feel like, I don't know if it's, you know when you get a flat tyre, then for a while you just kind of feel like, oh, have I got a flat? I've got a flat. You replace the tyre, and then you're doing a corner like now. I don't know if you've seen me during this video, I've been weaving a bit because it kind of feels like the back end's a little bit weird. But I guarantee you I'll get off the bike. Guarantee you I'll get off the bike and it's fine. It's just the way it is. It's just like some sort of weird tick that I've got now to check for tyres. So obviously the bike has held up its own. It's been through the wars. It still performs really well. We're going to get to an open stretch in a minute and I'll show you the accelerations, what we're dealing with. Let's drop a gear and disappear. Let's go. Right, let's go past this stuff here. Let's go. And as you can see, look, really good acceleration. The bike is good at speed. It's stable. There's no imperfections. It's still evenly distributed. It still ticks over, fires up first time. It's all lovely stuff on this bike. There's a few minor cosmetics issues, like for instance I noticed just behind the suspension, the forks, the upside downies, on the black painted bit, is just over there, just as you can see, just there, just where all that wiring is, seems to be a little teeny weeny bit of rust. Now I don't quite understand, because obviously I clean it and I protect it and all that, but it just seems like, you know, the paint work's gone a bit and it's just gone a bit slightly, there's like a sort of like a 1 to 2 mil section of rust. Now I've got paint and I've got all that sort of stuff, I can touch it up, it's fine, not the end of the world. I'm just saying it has slightly started to rust in one teeny weeny section of the bike that you can't see. So I don't know if that's like that deal breaker, I don't know, you know. Now we all want our stuff to be a bit, you know, to last years and years and years, but obviously, you know, this bike does get, it's been through a lot, you know. And you know, I've got a few scuffies on the tank, nothing crazy, just little teeny weeny hairline scuffs from where like I've brushed against it, or for instance my tank bag which I put on there is scuffed up slightly. Nothing like, once you clean it up, it's only when it's dirty you can really see it, but once it's all shined up and that, it looks fine. You can hardly see it. You'd have to literally be like pressing your face against the metal paintwork to be able to see it. So all in all, not bad. It obviously, you know, it's not easily, it doesn't easily scuff up. There's no other imperfections. Everything else has been, you know, all the powdering and that has lasted, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like, you know, I feel like I do these videos and it's just the same. every time. It's like, it's good. You know, it is good. Not much else I can really say apart from the fact that it's held up its own, and it's you know, served my purposes. As I've said, I've toured on this, been to different countries, I commute on it every day pretty much, you know. And just as a little example, for instance, so I own the Grom that I bought brand new this year, and for instance, there's a little bit on the exhaust that's already starting to rust up, and it's like, mate, I've only done 800 miles of it, and I've washed you all the time, and I've put protectant on and all that sort of, and you're still rusting up. So the build quality on the Hornet is fantastic. Obviously on most 125s they're not the best build quality, I don't think. It's not rusted by, like, you can put a finger in, it's just it's got discoloured a bit, and it's like, why is it doing that? Now the under intake, outtake, exhaust pipes that are just underneath here that go from the engine and stick out and then go underneath, they've got discoloration on them, but not rust. It's like a dirty discoloration. Once you clean it off, brush it off or whatever, and then, because it's stainless on it, well, it's copper in it, so it won't rust, but it you know, it just means a bit annoying. So, some of the cleaning you have to do to the bike is quite annoying to get it to its desired level of cleanliness, if you like, but the rest of it is absolutely faultless. As I've said, there's some of the bits that are wearing off now. I've looked at the sprockets look fine, they are still good, and I think it's just because I've always religiously put, you know, chain wax on. This is the bike that I put chain wax on the most, actually. I started putting chain wax on my bike I had previously, which was the CB750, and then when I got this bike I just decided to put chain wax on it, because I started noticing that with the muck off, like all-weather lube and all that, it's just leaving a horrible, gunky, crappy, like, residue all over the chain that made it really difficult to clean, and the chain wouldn't shine. Now, as I said, that chain wax does leave like a sort of looks like mashed cardboard all over your it's like papier mâché has just been shoved all over your chain. Once you put it on, and then you go out for a ride and it will dissolve somewhat, and then after another ride it will be completely clear, basically. It'll look good, and then the chain remains silver. This is the first bike I've ever had where the chain pretty much remains silver throughout the entire year, basically, without me having to, like, wash it. I've not done a chain clean on it or nothing, and it's come out lovely. So the quality of the chain's good that comes with it. The quality of the brake pads, I don't know about the brake. It's like, the more I think about it, I don't know, like, the back one does alright, the front one does alright. I don't know if it's because I'm not pressing down hard enough anymore, I'm just being light, and that's what it is, because as you can see, look, it does stop. So I don't know if I'm being harsh, I'm not too sure, but the rest of it absolutely faultless. As I've said, the bike is an absolute dream, and I'd highly recommend it. You know, we're 14,000 miles in. You know, at 16,000 miles I'll release another video, and that's the thing, the 16,000 mile video will be just after servicing. So that's why I wanted to do this one, because I know I said I'd do it up to 15 and then 20, but if I do the 14 now, then do this again, get it serviced for 16,000, then I can walk through what survived, you know, the first 16,000 miles with you guys, so you understand and can see, alright, yeah, they replaced the sprockets, they replaced the chain, they replaced this, replaced that. Then you can get a good benchmark of, you know, how good is this bike quality wise off the showroom. And let's not forget, you know, they got the 2026 models coming up this year, which, you know, I'm very excited for. Am I going to buy one? No, I don't need to, I've got this one, but this one's getting to 100,000 miles, I guarantee you. She cannot begrudge a bike for some of its consumable parts failing. Like, you know, tyres lasting for 14,000 miles, pretty decent. You know, brakes feeling a little bit spongy after 14 miles, pretty decent. The most minimal amount of rust you can find, like a mil of rust, pretty decent. The fact that the finish remains pretty well on the bike even after I've put on like a tank bag with no protector. Pretty decent. So everything about this bike screams quality, it screams decency, and it screams good value for money. So that's where we're going to wrap it up, I think, with this video. Is you know, it's a solid bike that, you know, after 14,000 miles, the only issues are issues you'd find on many other bikes, but most of them, they'd start happening around the 8,000, 10,000 mile mark. You let me know if you can think of many other bikes that, you know, their finish remains as strong as this one after 14,000 miles, and, you know, your sprockets are good after 14,000 miles, and your chain is good after 14,000 miles. You still got disc pads after 14,000 miles. Until the next time, guys, I have been the Hungry Hornet. You've been incredible. If you've got any questions about the Hornet, ask them below on the comment section. Please remember to like and subscribe, because it helps this channel grow. And if you enjoyed this video, please let me know as well. I do this for you guys, I don't do it for me. I don't get much out of it, you know. I'm a small channel, so I'm not making millions out of these, am I? I'm not making tens even, or fives, maybe a couple quid here and there. Till the next time, I've been the Hungry Hornet. You've been incredible, and I look forward to seeing you on the 16,000 mile video for the Hornet 750.